UFC 284. UFC 284, Makhachev vs. Volkanovski was a mixed martial arts event produced by the Ultimate Fighting Championship that took place on February 12, 2023, RAC Arena in Perth, Australia. Mixed martial arts event in 2023. Background. The event marked the promotion's 16th overall trip to Australia, returning to the country for the first time since UFC 243 in Melbourne in October. Makhachev made his first title defense after winning the title at UFC 280. If victorious, Volkanovski would have become the second man to be a simultaneous UFC featherweight and lightweight champion. A UFC lightweight championship bout between current champion Islam Makhachev and current UFC featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski headlined the event. This was the 8th time in UFC history that champions in different divisions fought for the same title, following UFC 94, UFC 205, UFC 226, UFC 232, UFC Fight Night, Cejudo vs. Dillashaw, UFC 259, and UFC 277. If successful, Volkanovski would have become the fourth man to be champion in two divisions simultaneously and fifth fighter overall after Conor McGregor at UFC 205, Daniel Cormier at UFC 226, Amanda Nunes at UFC 232 and UFC 277, and Henry Cejudo at UFC 238, as well as the 8th person overall to win a title in different divisions. It was also the first time in the organization's history that the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter Volkanovski faced the number 2 fighter Makhachev for a championship and interim UFC featherweight championship bout between the Ultimate Fighter, Latin America featherweight winner Yair Rodriguez and Josh Emmett took place at the event. A middleweight bout between former UFC middleweight champion, also the Ultimate Fighter, the Smash's welterweight winner Robert Whittaker, and former title challenger Paulo Costa was linked to this event. However, Costa disputed the official announcement by the promotion, indicating he had never signed a contract and the fight would not take place. The pair was previously expected to headline UFC on ESPN, Whittaker vs. Gastelum in April 2021, but Costa withdrew due to illness. A flyweight bout between former UFC flyweight championship challengers Alex Perez and Kai Kara-France, the latter for the interim title, was scheduled for this event. They were once booked for an event at San Diego on May 16, 2020. But the card was moved to a different location due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and the bout eventually never took place. In turn, the bout was cancelled in late December as Kara-France suffered an undisclosed injury. Perez is now expected to face former Ryzen bantamweight champion Middlekape at UFC on ESPN. Vera vs. Santigan on March. A women's strawweight bout between Loma Lookbounme and Elise Reed was scheduled for UFC Fight Night, Lewis vs. Spivak. However, the pair was moved to this event for undisclosed reasons. A lightweight bout between Nasrat Haqparast and Jamie Mullarkey was expected to take place at the event. However, Haqparast withdrew due to undisclosed reasons and was replaced by promotional newcomer Francisco Prado. A lightweight bout between Joel Alvarez and Zubair Tukhugov was scheduled for the event. However, Alvarez withdrew from the event for undisclosed reasons and was replaced by promotional newcomer Elves Brenner. At the weigh-ins, Tukhugov weighed in at 157.5 pounds, 1.5 pounds over the lightweight non-title fight limit. The bout proceeded at catchweight and Tukhugov was fined a percentage of his purse, which went to Brenner. A heavyweight bout between promotional newcomer Junior Tufa and Austin Lane was scheduled for this event. However, Lane withdrew due to undisclosed reasons and was replaced by Waldo Cortez Acosta. In turn, it was announced a few days later that Tufa withdrew due to injury and the bout was scrapped. A light heavyweight bout between Tyson Pedro and Zhang Minjiang was expected to take place at the event. However, Zhang withdrew for unknown reasons and was replaced by Modestus Bukauskas. Also at the weigh-ins, Clydeson Rodriguez missed weight. He weighed in at 127 pounds. 1 pound over the flyweight non-title fight limit. The bout proceeded at catchweight with Rodriguez being fined a percentage of his purse, which went to his opponent Shannon Ross. During the event's broadcast, the inaugural and former UFC lightweight champion Jens Pulver was announced as the next Pioneer Wing UFC Hall of Fame inductee. Bonus awards. The following fighters received $50,000 bonuses: Fight of the Night, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanov, skip performance of the night, Yair Rodriguez and Jack Della Maddalena